Are they preparing for something?
Fnatic, it's certainly preparing the Bat Rider to be offlane. Two of the laning matchups that the Bat can't really beat have been taken out. And then for XERXIA, it feels like it looks abstract to me at the moment. Like there's a lot going on in this painting. I'm not exactly sure if the artist wanted to, paint a comet with that streak of light, or if it's more like, that's actually yellow. You're reading too much into it.
So
Silencer, though, good reaction to either a Tusk or a Bat Rider going in. Makes it a lot harder for either of these two to find good initiations. But on the other hand, if you don't pop that R soon enough, you are, in fact, food for these two. And now
true.
the Marcy, Fnatic just doubling down on the engagement.
True, but I also like the Bat with the Marcy because Bat benefits so much from the movement speed. So the rebound in the early stages of the game, even if you don't jump too far forward, you are still giving the movement speed to the Bat. This to me is looking like 1 core Marcy, 2 mid tusk offlane Bat. I don't know if I would want to play an offlane Bat into the silencer though.
No, that sounds like a lot of pain and a lot of not getting to cast any of your napalm stacks, which means that you can't last hit because your last hitting power, of course, is down there with the worst of them. But yeah, at the very least, 2 of these heroes are going to be cores now. It is rather exciting to me, especially that core Marcy. It's about time for core Marcy, isn't it?
It is. I don't think that we have seen a single one in the BTS Pro Series, at least not in the games that I have casted. But in Eastern European Division 2, there have been, I don't want to say a ton, but it has been 1 week, so even a couple would be considered a lot. I think there were 3, 4, maybe even 5 games of a core Marcy, sometimes even in the carry position. So it would be quite nice to see. A Spectre does come out here, and there are some squishy heroes that don't really like dealing with heavy physical damage, or in Spectre's case, heavy pure damage if you are left alone.
Yes, and she is very good at dodging a lot of these engagements. Like you can just press your panic button, press R, and get out from, the Tusk Shard, out from under a Bat Rider who's running you down. With only the Crystal Maiden to run down, your offensive capabilities are a little bit limited. But XERXIA very clearly indicating here that, all right, you have a pretty early game focused lineup. Our Spectre can definitely dodge this, and we can pick and avoid the fights that we want or do not want to take. Viper ban from what? From Fnatic? What?
I don't know. Like, they weren't gonna pick it anyways. I guess XERXIA do need an offlaner.
I mean, sure, but like XERXIA is just going to ban the Viper for you, right?
Probably yes. So I like the lineup from XERXIA. The problem I have with it, this lineup of theirs, it can do immense amounts of damage, but also in certain scenarios it can lack damage, right? If you start falling behind in levels and then the BKBs come out, these heroes, they don't do anything, right? So it is a hit or miss lineup. I'm fine with it. They're gonna ban out some of the carries that are good against the Spectre, but the Ursa Bear is still left. So now the Viper ban does make a little bit more sense.
And there are absolutely no brakes on this Fnatic train whatsoever. They're just going to go in, and they won't bother with taking your towers down in the process. They can't do that. Like, the towers are just convenient points where your heroes are going to go to die, to be dispensed into the waiting arms of, well, whichever monstrous creature Fnatic has stationed at that tower. Sorry, Marcy, lumping you in with the animals here. And then Tiny for XERXIA. Okay, there's some burst damage to start off engagements, right?
Yes, but I always tell you, I don't like the Tiny when there's no vision hero. Spectre is somewhat of a vision hero, but not really. How do you engage fights if you're XERXIA? I don't know. You're gonna have to put your supports in a bad position. If the Silencer or Dark Willow are in a bad position, they are dead. And the BKBs on the side of the Fnatic, they are gonna be coming out relatively early. Marcy, Bat, Ursa, all of these heroes want it. I like the XERXIA lineup. I don't like the way that they finished it off, so I'm gonna be going for Fnatic.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, right, as XERXIA doesn't necessarily have to pick the fights here at all. Fnatic will be picking the fights.
True.
Otherwise, their lineup is just going to run out of steam. So defensively, I think they have pretty good capabilities, and you will get division for that Tiny. At the same time, though, I'm completely on the same boat as you regarding the BKBs. Like once the BKBs come out, they all buy early BKBs. They all profit from them immensely, and you just have no damage when that happens. Like absolutely none. Who's supposed to be slapping people around when that happens? Certainly not this Spectre. So
That is a
yeah,
really cool point that you made for XERXIA having good counter initiation. But again, it's still all on JG, I feel like, right? If the Tiny gets initiated on and he cannot use his spells properly, save his teammates properly, I think XERXIA are in trouble. So I think there are like gaps, cracks in their lineup that can be exploited by Fnatic.
absolutely. And one of those gaps is going to be the cooldowns on XERXIA. The Silencer and the Spectre both are on tremendous timers for those. And in between, you're going to get to do whatever you want, especially when the Silencer ult is down. So as long as Fnatic can just, even if they lose a fight to a well-timed Silencer ult, if they can just run again, let's face it, that's what their heroes do. They should be completely fine.
Yeah, and especially, you know, in the early stages of the game. Later on down the line, those cooldowns are not going to be a problem. You're going to have an Axe on the Spectre. You're going to have the level 15 talent on the Silencers. You're going to have the ability to join fights even like every single time. But I don't know. I think that this Fnatic lineup is actually very, very good at utilizing the early game weaknesses of XERXIA, right? Marcy, Tusk, and a Crystal Maiden. They're literally in your face all the time.
Absolutely, especially with the Crystal Maiden at the back, they have no reason to slow down. Those mana pools are always going to have a little extra juice in them.
They definitely are Fnatic. They do smoke up towards the bottom lane. They're not going to be finding anything though, so it is going to be a wasted smoke and maybe just some nice vision placed there.
See if they can... Yeah, they're gonna walk into this ward, which means that Karma does not actually have to worry about being picked off here. He knows exactly where they are. See, XERXIA wants to capitalize on this. They're hoping they're gonna come down the ramp.
How is
Karma's in position to sideswipe them.
Look at how good of a position Karma is holding. He knows what the vision of that high ground ward is. They're pinging it out. They're pretty much sure that Fnatic has placed it in XERXIA. Now when their enemies are dispersing, they're coming over. They don't really have that many good spells to fight here, I guess.
No, and the early fights versus a Bat Rat are always dangerous, but they know that at this point the Bat is already back. He needs to be blocking his wave. And, well, Karma versus a Tusk, though, that's not good.
Yeah, but he baited them in just so that Jaja and Bombi can maybe turn it around. It's not gonna be ending up too well in the end, but both of the teams have taken some damage, so a solid amount of regen will be used from both sides, but overall not that big of a deal for either of the teams. We are gonna be seeing 3 runes for Fnatic, losing a ward in the process though, so we could say that the start is equal.
Yeah, we could say that, although the trade into Karma was, oh, Jaja is going to get beaten up by these 2 brawlers. I'm not sure if he gets out alive here.
Very far, might be just enough. One more hit. No, it's not gonna be a hit, it's gonna be a kick. KP using all of the tools available to him. Short arms, but long legs on the Marcy will be enough for the kill.
Yep, and I just wanted to grab your attention real quickly to look at the item build of Karma here, because he has forsaken Mango Gaming, so he will actually need to be eating tangos in order to keep his regen up here, because he took some early hits. Whereas normally, you know, this Spectre would just be sitting here with 6 mangoes in pockets going like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna regen that damage right back off.
Not a fan. I really like the mango builds, and you also told me that you were a big fan, and now we don't see it. Do you think it's a mistake, or is it okay to start off this way?
In this case, you definitely do get to buy some actual stats to go with it. You're not completely emptying your pool out. And there comes the switch into Mango build. There we go. Karma invests in Mango stonks, as we knew he should.
Yeah, so 3 mangoes are gonna be coming through. Mid lane, Tiny versus the Bat. Any favorites here for now? Tiny doing well in terms of CS.
Yep, absolutely. Tiny is really good at denying, which is something that you know, a Bat already struggles with last hitting. The only thing that he needs to be very careful of is that he's a very short range hero, and yeah, this walk down was always going to come.
Oh, Armel.
And it's gonna only get worse.
Thinking about going for that one, but Tiny 1000 HP has a fairy fire as well. You know, even with 4 or 5 napalm stacks, Armel didn't feel comfortable going for the dive. Top lane, Primal Beast farming well, Ursa not being shut down, but XERXIA this time around their off lane is doing much better.
Yep, and we've seen what Rupido can do when he has a good start, right? This man is a bit of a beast himself, not just as a hero.
That is true.
And yeah, this Ursa always needs time to like properly get into gear on a lane, right? Sure, he's got a melee matchup, but against a hero that like has 20 damage on him, and it takes a while for the Fury swipes to start stacking up. So he has to play pretty careful in his lane to not get slapped to death by the big Primal Beast.
Oh, bottom lane. Okay, that's a dead silencer. KP dropping low, but he's gonna have the lifesteal there and the sticks to keep himself alive. And now Karma, you need to think twice if you want to be fighting these two, even with a ton of creeps. They survive for a long time in Fnatic. They get another kill going their way, and they survive with the lane being in a perfect position. This is not looking that great for XERXIA, and they're going again. They have the tag team. They're gonna be going in together, and the curse, the only one cursed, is gonna be the Spectre herself. Dies to it as well, as Fnatic claim another kill on the bottom lane.
And now they get a fantastic full wave for the two of them under tower as well. Nothing the silencer can do to avoid them getting all of that experience here. Fnatic's offlane is also having the time of their lives, and this is dangerous because both of these heroes can move. Both of these heroes are really good at moving together, and oh boy, I was afraid of this happening. I didn't dare look. At least Rupido is gonna get punished.
Yeah, Juno gets the kill there. Gabby was hiding in the trees during the duration of the Shadow Realm, but he was anyways one hit away from dying. So, oh, Shadow Realm is down. I can show myself, and he just gets killed by Bombi. One quick question: considering that you know mama bears are considered the ones that guard the cubs, do you feel like Ursa should have a persona when he has this immortal with a cub on his back?
Oh, that is a fantastic idea. Yeah, that's absolutely. Please do that. I want female Ursa. Like, she is the den mother. She is doing worse to you. That's, yeah, give me female Ursa. I'd love that.
They say it's the worst thing that can happen to you is that you can be grabbed by a mama bear that's defending her cubs. That she will absolutely rip you apart in ways that you can't even imagine. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. So yeah, they look cute, but don't get close to bears. They can be quite dangerous. Bombi, he is getting close to bears. He's not following our advice here, but it is gonna be Gabby that takes more damage.
Then the bot lane, Karma. Oh man. Well, look at the status on this Fnatic lane here as well. There's so many mangoes left on his Marcy. They're not even in trouble on the regen department yet, just because they've been getting so much lifesteal out of the sidekick. And Jaja was absolutely dead there if that hits.
Yeah, he's lucky that DJ made a mistake. Something that DJ doesn't do too much of, but mechanical mistake will come through, and it is what it is. Although Spectre is struggling, but I have to say the other lanes are going well for XERXIA. Jaja, yeah, we don't need the shards. DJ doesn't even need to use it there with the rebound jump, with the added movement speed. They get on top of the silencer. I will say it's okay if you lose a lane with the Spectre, but this is a little bit too much.
Yeah, that goes pretty far, right? She's not the greatest recovery farmer. She usually needs to get some haunt kills in order to properly get back in. And now DJ has already gone to top, pushing back Rupido. So is Jaja.
Okay, he wants to be the one that is punching the tusk right now, but they're gonna kill the poor Crystal Maiden. That's +2 for the silencer. And the Crystal Maiden, it's good that the lady is pretty smart herself, so that shouldn't be that big of a problem.
No, I don't think she's ever going to get into, like, enough for do my power scenarios. Unless Jaja pops off in a incredible way here.
This leaves the Spectre alone to the bottom lane. Karma is farming the jungle. He has Gloves of Haste. He might even think about making a Midas out of that one. Bombi doesn't have the Shadow Realm, doesn't have the mana, but has the Mango. Gabby, he's gonna be crowned. You are the king, Gabby, but I don't want to. I want to get out of this one. And he gets down to the river. Will be fine. DJ gonna be popping the tag team. The Shadow Realm protecting the Dark Willow. Now Jaja takes some damage. He has been on the receiving end of the tag team a couple of times here. Bombi, though, getting super low and will die there to the Frost. Jonuel gets the kill, and the rest of them, they disperse.
I mean, it's all cool that DJ has come top, but it hasn't actually gotten Gabby any more creep kills.
Yeah, not really.
Which is it's the real problem here. And now the Tiny with an Invis rune. Bye goes your Crystal Maiden. This lane is lost.
Yeah, Fnatic not looking good on top, but then again, XERXIA are not looking good on bottom lane, and Karma is in the mid lane, and Armel, he has made a mistake. Against the Silencer, you just cannot use your spells, and the Arcane Curse is something you cannot deal with. JG comes over, guys, you need help with the mid laner? No, we don't. We are strong. And, I mean, Armel, he saw his teammates destroy the Spectre, but he couldn't do so.
Yep. And that was not even a level 6. Karma just sort of walked over, was taking creeps there, and now 2 kills, I think. Well, maybe not a kill, yeah. Involvement in 2 kills. The actual 2 kills go towards the Silencer. He's got 6 int stolen.
The Silencer that was just a punching bag. Karma, again, being targeted here. They want him. Jaja.
So much damage.
Armel is dead.
Yeah. Oh, Armel, baby, what is you doing?
I don't know, but Jaja is back in the game. He's level 5. He's crushing it on this Silencer. I don't know who was having some bad words about him in the laning phase. It was all a bait so that people would think he can't do anything. But Jaja, he is a big problem to this Batrider. But Armel, I think he did that to himself.
Yeah. I definitely think that, you know, Fnatic has all the tools to just keep the pedal to the metal this game. But you gotta still slow down for the turns sometimes. And that was Armel crashing twice.
Yeah. KP though, if we look at the net worth, he is like way ahead of everyone else. It is not even close. They did put this Dark Willow to the bottom lane, and KP, unfortunately, cannot kill him. Unleashed does not purge any longer, at least not until you have the Aghanim, so he cannot remove the Cursed Crown, he cannot attack in the Shadow Realm, thus the Dark Willow is not a target.
But he will get to a BKB pretty fast, which will at least protect him from a lot of those effects. And yeah, that's an armlet, like anybody who gets unleashed upon, already in trouble. And oh, DJ, how did he end up on there? Did you see that, Harry?
Yes, of course. I did, Kips, and all of our viewers did as well. I mean, okay, so let me explain it. This was actually really cool. I thought it was a cool play from him. So what happened is he's being chased down by the Tiny and the Silencer. He dodges the avalanche with the snowball, and then he comes to the cliff there and pushes himself up with the shards. Right, and then he wanted to wait for a TP, but unfortunately the Spectre does come over. Unfortunately for Jonuel, he's gonna be smacked down, and the 2 beasts on the top lane will get the kill.
Surprisingly enough, Fnatic is still 1k ahead here, but it is all on the back of this Marcy. And the rest of these lanes are not actually going off to the flying start that they really would have wanted. Like, top tower is just going to fall. Bottom tower hasn't even taken that much damage yet. And Fnatic, we said before, they don't have any natural push. They need to kill enough people. So what are they going to do? They're going to go for the defense on top. XERXIA is so ready for this.
Yeah, Armel, again, the Arcane Curse is there, so he can't really do all that much, but still JG will be taken down. Rupido might be next, and he will be pulled in. Lasso, not even needed. KP, he didn't have long arms in the laning phase. Now they're gonna be slightly longer, just being able to catch the Primal Beast. And as soon as KP joins the fray, everyone has to run.
Absolutely, it's just Delta split, run for your lives. This woman is going to beat you up while she whistles.
That does sound pretty nasty. We'll see if XERXIA are gonna be able to keep themselves away from that one. You know, I'm looking at every single hero on the map, and like everyone is so under farm, but no, it is just that Marcy is over farmed. And remember that carry Marcy? I think we're gonna be seeing it here, but just from the off lane.
Yeah, I don't think KP has to slow down here at all. And there, you can make arguments for this Ursa, you know, going immediately into the BKB blink after his Battle Fury and just not trying to take up too much space while he does it, because KP, if he can keep up this momentum, yeah, he has such a big advantage. It feels like it would be a shame to make him waste that.
Imagine him telling there to Gabby, yo, make Diffusal Blade BKB. I am going for a Battle Fury now. Like, I'm the carry. You have no idea what you're doing. No, he's not going to be doing that. Fnatic, they've been eliminated from Division 1, but it seems like they still respect each other enough to not have those kind of approaches. And speaking of approaches, XERXIA are approaching the Invis room, but it is going to be Tusk that gets it at a cost, which is going to be his life.
Yep. At a cost. And the Spectre has gone for the Hannah Midas, by the way. So
Okay.
she is on the comeback train. Getting it 4-man in. And now, yeah, you can ping that mid tower on Fnatic, but like, unless you bring the Marcy, you're not going to take it down at all.
I'm guessing the Marcy doesn't want to be a part of the fight now before she gets a BKB way too far ahead to go into the fight and just die. So KP just going for the farming missions. He only needs 1,000 gold to come back. But yeah, Spectre has a Midas. Man, would it be cool to have a glove that produces gold.
Yeah, would be pretty rad. I'd like to have that, though. Of course, like the actual story of Midas, it was not a blessing at all.
Boo-hoo.
I wouldn't like to accidentally turn my family to gold, you know.
Okay, Gabby is gonna be caught. Global silence used, and that's gonna be enough to kill the bear. So he's not gonna be protecting the cubs too. And maybe if he was a mama bear, it would have been different. DJ on the bottom lane is also being hunted, and let's see if Bombi can contribute to killing this hero as well. This time around, the Terrorize will come out. It misses onto Armel, and KP comes over, and now the smashing of the face of Karma begins. Rupido goes in. I don't know if you want to be next to this Marcy, but with the Bedlam, they're doing a lot of damage there. Gloom Bob, he is strong, but with the armlet toggles, he's gonna be fine. They do lose the Batrotter though. Bombi is gonna be dying, and Jonah, let it go. Rupido, you have to run away from the cold right now. KP will die, and yet he made a mistake. He died from the Arcane Curse. That's such an easy spell to toggle through. And the bear is coming over that one. Jonah still surviving. Rupido wants to go into the backline. JG tosses a tree, and that's gonna be the end of the Crystal Maiden. Rupido throwing a temper tantrum, but you're gonna be very mad when a mad bear gets on top of you. Not gonna be happening because JG, he's just tossing things away and getting kills. Uses a tree for a CM, uses a bear for a Tusk.
Fnatic, like, they get a couple of the kills that they really wanted there, but once again, that doesn't actually give them an opening on the tower. And Gabby didn't win enough there to justify the time away from the farming either. That is... Yes, they're ahead, but no, they're not getting enough done right now.
There was, you remember the videos of Nico Baby, the shark ones? Well, what he said once, I really liked it. When you don't have a Battle Fury, you can fight. But when you get it, it's just not worth it with the amount of farm that you're getting. So Gabby is trying to get into fights until he finishes it off, which is going to be happening right now. But then once he gets it, probably isn't going to be part of the fights too much.
Well, there is a blink on this Tiny right now, and he's aiming straight for Armel.
Does he get him? Does he get him? He misses the avalanche. Okay, Armel is gonna be walking into it like a good boy. Doesn't want JG for him to mess up his blink reveal there. So it is gonna be a nice smoke from XERXIA, and they get a pretty nice kill.
Yep, absolutely, and that's a Bat Rider who was getting some pretty prime farming territory in order to finally finish up that BKB and hopefully have a proper game for himself after that. Because that is what we're waiting for, right? We're waiting for the Fnatic BKBs. That's going to make the big turnaround, but they already died on both KP and on the Bat Rider before the BKBs, and now the Bat Rider goes down again before that BKB. This is such a big slowdown for Fnatic's game.
I really like these aggressive wars from XERXIA. They always see so much. Look at them, and they see Jonwell. No vision heroes on your side to help the Tiny. Doesn't matter. We have amazing supports who play such great vision. It is insane how much they see of this map.
And they save their wards up for that too, don't they? Like, this is 4
Yep.
placed pretty much at the same time. And it's like looking in a mirror from the 3 wards put down in the middle from that previous game. Now they are radiant, now these wards are on top. And they know everything that's going on here. This Spectre is not going to be surprised whatsoever.
Yeah, but Fnatic will. KP, use your rebound while you have an alive friend to get out. Exactly what he's gonna be doing. Tusk, you were useful for me to get out, but did you? Did you really? Again, not gonna be finishing off the BKB. That should be a dead Marcy, surrounded by 4 heroes, and Bombi was close to that one as well. Amazing performance for XERXIA, and this tier 2 tower is in big trouble.
Yeah, this is looking phenomenal for them. Like, I understand that the Marcy immediately started taking worse space than the Ursa when the Ursa got the Battle Fury, but the problem is that she didn't hit her timing before that. You gave the best farming space on the map to this Marcy in order to finish the BKB. Didn't work out. Now the best one goes to the Ursa, and that means that neither of the 2 cores they could have really used it, which is both the Batrider and the Marcy, have their BKBs right now. I think if you would have balanced that, at least one of them could have had it.
I think Marcy is pretty much sad about her choice to buy the armlet. She's regretting it. Whenever I see the armlet Marcy, I always feel like the BKB will be just slightly late. And that was the case in this game. He died twice. Imagine if he has a BKB there. Actually, even against 5 heroes, you turn around and you smash someone.
Exactly. I had that feeling in the past before we got to this current Lina meta about Lina still going Yules before the BKB. We have long since learned that that was not a good idea. So yeah, maybe that is gonna be the wisdom for the Marcys going forward as well.
18 to 12, gold lead equal. We are used to right now for these teams to just be next to each other in terms of net worth, for there to not be any kind of movement there from the 0, 1k, 2k gold lead max between the teams. And Fnatic, they go for a smoke. They want to reveal their BKBs, and they have to.
Absolutely, they have to. They were pressed so far back, their lanes are pushed so far in, but that means that some targets are really close on hand.
Oh, Bats took a lot of damage there right at the start. Global Signs will come out. Jaja has a 4-staff, but JG has nothing to live with. And Jaja, even with the 4-staff, not going to be enough to get himself away. The reveal of the BKBs, the reveal of the blink of the Tusk. Perfect item timings for Fnatic, and they get 2 really nice kills.
Gets that wave on the mid lane pushed out again as well, though Karma is right in front of it. And he has the Aghanim Scepter now, just got delivered. There's the stab.
Snowball save. It's a little bit too early. He wanted to wait for the Terrorize. Now both of them are gonna be afraid. The Spectre coming from the shadows, but the Marcy will bring the light here for the side of Fnatic. Shadow Realm and the Bedlam, no one cares about it. The damage isn't gonna be sufficient to kill anyone, and that is a dead hero. Karma, very low on mana, but will have just enough movement speed to get away.
Yeah, the Willow there definitely buying enough time with the Shadow Realm to make sure that the Spectre could get out. But, you know, that's not much of a slowdown for Karma. It's a little bit of a shame that your first step doesn't work out, you know, but you didn't lose your life. You didn't lose too much. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Karma.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's just wasting time of the enemies, using the all of his abilities to do so.
I can hear you grinning. Stop that.
Yeah. That is a dead bat on the other side of the map. I wasn't expecting that one, but as soon as the Tiny finds someone, the extra damage from the Spectre will be enough. So the second step will be good.
Now DJ dodges. I don't think he's gonna dodge this sandwich though. My God.
Yeah. On one side there's a beast, on the other side there's a mountain to climb. He doesn't like either of those, so he just succumbs to his wounds and dies.
Might as well fall over, be resurrected. Try again.
What does that mean?
I do not actually speak fluent Tusk.
Okay.
But you know, since I live among the Northerners now, like every single word that they say loosely like that, it's an insult, a very bad one.
Okay. Anyways, though, if I ever come to visit, I want to see a sea lion. I saw you have those in Finland. The avalanche thaws. There is gonna be a global science as well, and that is a dead Ursa.
Yeah, fun bear fact. In Yosemite, the park rangers are having trouble designing the right kind of garbage bins. And you know why? It's because there is a significant overlap between the dumbest tourists and the smartest bears. So either you get dumb tourists not figuring out how to use the trash cans, or you get smart bears eating out of the trash cans. What do you do?
I guess XERXIA here, they're gonna be coming up with an inhumane decision to just kill the bears, and that's something that they have been doing in this game. They killed him thrice already. Rupido gets a little bit too deep. Guardian Greaves, he just got him off cooldown, but doesn't get to use them.
Inhumane right back at you. Isn't Primal Beast supposed to be extinct? Like, he's primal, right?
Well, that is true, but the world of Dota, it brings new things to life, but puts some things down. Jaja, he's gonna be in the latter category, punched. Something that he has felt a lot of times in this game is the cold arms of the Tusk, and yet again, that's gonna happen.
Yep, and this is exactly the kind of play that the lineup of Fnatic was built for, right? Fast map movements, immediate pickoffs, go, 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 go again, and this time they're going to beat up another, well, monster that does not want to stay extinct.
Well, that monster is immortal. He does hold the Aegis of the immortal, but coming in, BKBs will be popped, and that's the Aegis. That is not where you want to be with the Tiny. These two, they hurt. The amount of attack speed between them two is insane. And Darmel going forward. Bombi, do you think the Cursed Crown scares me? Does have a shard there onto Bombi. Gonna go with the Bedlam. Does have the Shadow Realm as well, but the jump in from the Marcy, also a nice snowball from DJ. I don't know which one stopped the TP, but it doesn't matter. The TP is stopped and the hero is dead. Fnatic with the BKBs showing their true colors and just how powerful they can be.
Yep, and now we're at that point of the game where for a while Fnatic, as long as their BKBs are off cooldown, can do absolutely anything they want. The Spectre is slowly starting to build into damage now. She's got her core farming kit, she's got her backline threat at the ready, but now she needs damage, and they need to just weather this BKB fueled storm for a while longer, because nobody goes through that. Absolutely none. The Rupido itemized very defensively. The Tiny has Echo Saber, but is not at his own BKB just yet. Fnatic, the game is in their hands for the next 10 minutes.
So, last game there was a Terrorblade, who was the ultimate late game hero in the previous game. Now we have a Spectre on the side of XERXIA. But is late game for XERXIA really that great, or can Fnatic actually fight back?
Fnatic have a lot of options to fight back, right? And especially KP, he is going into the Chrysalis right now, so he's fully scaling as a second core, has decided to indeed walk that route, which is a good decision, because indeed otherwise maybe the Spectre gets alongside. I think it's going to come down a lot to this Tiny. JG is in a very precarious position right now where he needs to finish off a BKB, but won't necessarily immediately profit from actually finishing it. He'll just not die. And the Tiny needs to have good item progression after that in order to actually keep on dealing damage. So this is the roughest part of the game for him.
They wanted the Spectre. They're not going to be getting the Spectre. The Global Silence does come out. Actually, he's still there because he didn't have anywhere to go to. A big avalanche. JG might not have a BKB, but he's going to be crushing all of them. Now KP is very mad about this one. He wants to take down mountains, and these fists, they're capable of doing just that. No, not capable enough. It gets close, but JG lives. What a turnaround coming out from XERXIA. Wasn't expecting that. It's not like they were super close, but close enough to make sure that Fnatic pays.
I thought that quad avalanche was just going to get JG killed. That was way too close for comfort, but instead they get the Batrider to die even though he'd already popped his BKB. I was concerned about this Tiny getting to his BKB, and instead he just immediately finished it off. As far as his quick buy is concerned, he's going to buy a second one. Not sure about that. The fight continues.
Gabby pops the ulti there, so he's not going to be inside of the brambles for too long, but he's going to be smashed into the ground. They are not going to be getting any help there. He does still have a BKB, but the first life will be lost. He's surrounded by brambles. It's very hard for him to move, and the Spectre illusions, they're hurting him. Here comes the Avatar. Here comes the Terrorize. He's dead. Beautifully done. Karma is getting kills, and he's not even here. He's actually farming heroes with illusions and creeps with his real hero. You are not worth it. Now push the Crystal Maiden. blade and into the brambles as well, and she will die to the magical damage of Bombi. Beautifully done by XERXIA. Fight after fight, engagement after engagement, they win.
Oh, Fnatic, what's happening? And this I feel is the thing that has been plaguing SEA Dota. Like exactly this here. Fnatic's like, okay, we held on until our timings. We are in the driver's seat now. We can let go of the wheel and just drive for a while. And XERXIA says, you gave us the space. Congratulations. So now they have still been losing BKB charges on these heroes, but they haven't been getting any kills, any territory, any farm out of it whatsoever. And that clock is ticking down for the usefulness. Like, that's a double death on their Ursa, who was the strongest hero on the map for a little bit, and instead we have Karma just immediately topping out the net worth. That's gonna be a butterfly. How's Ursa gonna fight a butterfly?
Armel has to pop the BKB there to live. He does have a TP, is not using it. He wants to kill Bombi, who has a Yules, will be using that one, will be allowed to survive because it with the Tiny coming over. Armel, you're again playing with your life, and again your life will be taken.
Again, you're playing alone. Come on.
That was lame, he says. He's angry at himself, which he should be.
Yeah, I think so. Like you have a fantastic power spike here, and you could still be having that. You have all of these low cooldowns, you have fantastic physical damage output, and a Tusk with all of his spells available. He's going to have a BKB himself pretty soon. Like, as long as you play together, you should be killing several of these XERXIA heroes per engagement, and instead you're just bleeding kills.
Yep, Karma is starting to be a big problem. He just comes over, leaves the illusions, and the supports are just dead. The slow from the Spectral Dagger is enough to keep them in place, and speaking of illusions, he gets even more.
Oh lord, and Rupido just keeps him coming.
Yeah, or Fnatic just keeps him coming in terms of kills for XERXIA, because wherever XERXIA are, they're just getting a bonus after bonus after bonus, and Fnatic, they're not playing Dota together.
Absolutely not. And the worst part of it is that if they do so now, all of the big ults are right here. Silence.
Global comes out, Fnatic. Let's see if in the silence K can get the kill. JG gets the avalanche, and here comes the Terrorize, and the real hero you should be afraid of will be joining the fray. Fnatic, they're losing another fight, it seems like. The bear will die, and KP is not looking all that healthy at all. Tries for the armlet toggle, doesn't manage to do it yet again. Will be dying to the arcade curse, and Jaunuel will be next. Dies to Bombi, who claims a double in that fight. Fnatic completely falling apart in game 2.
They are, and now comes the real test. Now comes the moment where the global silence is down, the haunt is down. You have to take the next fight as soon as your BKBs are up, even though you just got absolutely clobbered. You need to do that, otherwise you have indeed given up on this game.
Let's see if they can do it. Their autopilot definitely isn't working, just like the ones on a very popular car. But the tier 3 will be going down, and XERXIA, they're taking the Raxes with the Tiny pushing in. This should not be hard. Still, Glyph, is this enough to dissuade them?
I think these illusions are just going to finish the job, right? Yeah, there we go. Karma is already out, as he has been so many times during this game. And the Tiny, fantastic game for him now. Very close to his Aghanim Scepter, which is going to, for Fnatic, we've seen how clustered they are and how much they rely on beating people up together. They are not going to like getting this volley in from the sidelines from JG.
Their BKB timings were so important, and they lost the fights. Some of the very important fights with high BKBs. And what do you do now with 6-7 second BKBs?
Oh, here it is. They're off CD. There is still not a global. There is still not a haunt. Not yet. Not yet. Now there is.
Gabby is half HP. Armel is 0 HP. The snowball will be used, but there's gonna be another snowball. So what does the Tusk say? Snowball fight. But he doesn't like this one because he is losing it. Rupido has gotten on top of him, and he wants to get himself away. Doesn't have a snowball right now, but the buyback from Armel. Finally, he's gonna be there with the lasso, trying to kill the Primal Beast. Not even close. Another snowball fight is coming. Rupido yet again. No, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to continue moving forward. Gabby, he's lost the BKB. They will lose lose DJ, and they will lose Gabby once again. It is XERXIA that win a fight, and Fnatic, they've had enough. They cannot win this game any longer.
Just sitting here shaking my head, man.
You're gonna show that to us on camera just as soon as we see some stats. But yeah, the stats are gonna be favoring XERXIA for sure in that game. And guess what, Kips? Both of the games here today are gonna be going to a game 3. So at least we are getting to watch a lot of Dota.
Yes, we are. But man, the Fnatic first, like the org hurts me with the announcement. Another team hurts me with, well, a game where I thought that they had their playstyle out already. They were going to, they had some trouble getting to these BKBs, but they had been making decisions up until that point to get to them fast because they knew the importance of those items as well. And then as soon as they get them, they sit back. And yeah, that autopilot just absolutely leads them astray. And XERXIA, unafraid. You can't play like this if you're afraid of those BKBs, right? They're like, okay, but what if, we just act on our information and we see that actually they're not together and we can still take them. And they just do exactly that.
Gabby ends the game on an 0-6 Ursa. That is just so sad. Looking at Fnatic, they were helpless. The only one that was doing something was the Marcy. But with that being said, Kips, let's not keep our hopes down. Still, we are getting great Dota, and that is awesome. Fnatic, they're gonna have one more game to prove themselves, to prove that they deserve to stay in the upper bracket. If not, if they lose to XERXIA, they're dropping down to the lower bracket, and XERXIA will be advancing. What's gonna happen? We currently don't know, but we will be finding out. We're going on to a 10-minute break, and then we're back with more Dota, so stay with us.